Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome back if you're new, welcome back if you're not new. I appreciate each and every one of you. So today we have a very exciting video. Today I'm doing my 2024 year in review video, which I've been doing. This is my second year. I did one in 2023. This is 2024. And so yeah, I'm really excited to look back and to appreciate and to reflect on so many beautiful moments that I've been able to go through over 2024. Today is the 1st of January 2025, so happy new year to each and every one of you. I am sweating and that water is yo guy, that is a lot. My bad. I'm in the car and I'm in Mombasa right now and it's hot. It's hot, I won't even lie. But as I was saying, welcome back to, this is going to be just a year in review where I want to just reflect on what has happened in the past year, what God has done for me, man, and what has also gotten up to as well. That has been really, really impactful and fun for me. So I'll preface this by saying that before this, one thing I did to prepare for this video was I went through my archives on Instagram. This year or last year, particularly, one of the biggest things that I did was I was more active on Instagram in terms of sharing my thoughts and sharing pictures, sharing what I'm doing and different things like that. And so I think that it had helped me a lot when it came to doing this video, because it allowed me to have like tangible thoughts about what I was thinking about on the 13th of September, what I was thinking about on the 12th of May. And I think that helped me so much because it gave me so much like context and it allowed me to like delve into like feelings, to be able to experience things again. And that helped me so much in this video today. So with that being said, I think one of the first things that I would like to reflect on, particularly for me, was around the start of the year, was UJ, University of Johannesburg. Thank God, I was able to finish my studies this year. So I was able to get my degree in social work and everything. So I was completing that. But it didn't start off so easy. At the start of last year, I unfortunately had like a breakdown, and so I failed basically. I wasn't able to complete my studies. I wasn't able to finish all my requirements for I think how many courses? No, I think it was 4. I didn't do 4. I had to do 4. And so that was one of the biggest things that came up this year, is like having to finish all of that. And that was hard. That was like, even though it was a new year, 2024, when I was coming to 2024, that was something that, like, I don't even lie, was a big shadow over my year and over a lot of like my feelings. I felt down. It was very bad, because at the time I didn't know what I was going to be doing in the next year. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to go back to school, take a gap year, maybe like do something else in the meantime, come back. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then, but luckily, by the grace of God, I got like, it was this random day, I don't even know I got this email from the UJ residence where I was at, and it was telling me that I was accepted into the res and the same room and everything. And from that kind of like gave me confidence. Like when I received that, because the policy at UJ is that you're not allowed to get like res if you fail or anything like that. So for me to get that, it like really opened my eyes to like God's grace over my year and God's grace over my situation as well. That even though I was in the wrong for everything, He was still like, no, I'm still gonna help you. I'm still gonna like give you this gift that you don't deserve. I'm still gonna allow you to have that. And so that was such a beautiful thing. And so being able to go back to UJ was a big part of my year, a big part of my life as well. I don't even lie, because it definitely changed the course of everything for me. The other thing that also impacted me as well, and that was just like God showed off. I don't even like, God showed off this year. The last year, God showed off so much, and particularly where He placed me. So in doing social work, you're placed at different internships, places where you have to go like do your work for a bit and work with people and work in like a professional environment. And another thing that God did was He, when I emailed the lady who does like the placements and stuff, it was already closed. So at this point, I'm like, even though I got in my raise, I'm like, God, am I going to get a place to do my internship? Or what I was getting in my head is like, bro, I'm gonna get the worst of the worst. I'm gonna get a place where I have to travel at 5, I have to wake up at 5 a.m. I have to start traveling every day, come back at 9. Oh my days. I was like, it's about to be one of those years again. And then luckily she emailed me back, and the places where she got for me were so convenient. Like, there were places which were like walkable distance, and I was able to walk to all of my internships, and it was like such a beautiful place to be, because I was placed this year at Africa Tikkun, which is based in like Bram, and honestly, that place changed my life. I don't think I'm the person I am today. I will ever be. I don't think I'm the person I am today without going to that place, without meeting the people that I did, without having all the experiences that I have, just period, from there. Because I think one of the things that Africa Tikkun showed me was how important it is to expand your worldview. I think that before I'd gone there, I had such a sheltered view of life, of people, of experiences, of just like of myself as well. I had a very shallow view of myself as well. And going to Africa Tikkun was one of the most impactful experiences, because it challenged me across so many different places. First of all, it put me in a place where I had to work as part of a team, and I had to discover that, can I be honest with you, that I wasn't smart. I wasn't the smartest guy in the room. I think there's an attitude, and maybe there's a pride that I came into Africa Tikkun where I thought that, yo, I'm the shit. I thought, hey nigga, I know I'm the smartest nigga in this room. Nope, I was not. I had to walk into rooms and be like, yo, this dude is so flippin' smart. She is cold. I'm thinking about the rooms that I was in, and like truly just so humbled by each and every person who I've been able to meet at Africa Tikkun, especially the leadership committee that I was a part of, the what do you call it, FSS, Family Social Services team, like the what is it called as well, the inclusion group. Like each and every person part of the Africa Tikkun like system. Those people are some of the most talented people that I'll ever meet, that I have ever met. And I think that the way that they challenge me to grow, and also the way that they encourage me as well, the way that they encourage me too, because they saw something in me that I don't think had ever been affirmed in an environment like that, where these guys like put so much trust in me, or they were able to verbally like encourage and like build me up in a way that I needed at that time. And especially coming off a time when I was coming off like a what can I say, I was very insecure about me doing social work, because I didn't know how it was going to work out. I didn't know how I was going to handle like being back for another year. Am I going to crash out? Am I going to what? I didn't know how I was going to act. But for the people at Africa Tikkun to be able to like, how beautiful they are, how they're such special souls, for God to have placed me there, I think it was like such a gift. It was such a gift from God. And each and every one of you, from Deborah to MJ to oh my days, all of you guys. Oh, Mamusa, Rose, Mapuleng, all of you guys. Sfusiso, Angel, Chichi, all of you guys. Zwane, man. Sherry. Literally, each and every one of them has like impacted my life in such a way that I'll forever be grateful to them, man. I'll forever for the impact that they had on my personal growth and the confidence. Like the tangible things that they made me do to grow my confidence. Being able to lead the young urban men group, being able to lead the young urban women group, to have like they would send me to these different places to have these discussions, and it was so powerful. I think one of the places that they sent me was Soweto, and I remember on that day, the place that they sent me, they were going to, what's this place called? What's that mall? They would send me to this mall in Soweto, that main one there, and Soweto for me is like, it's a very sore spot, because it's where I struggle the most with my depression, and where I struggle the most with, like, with me not feeling like, with me basically going through like a breakdown. So going back to Soweto was one of like the biggest. It was such a way for me to thank God for where He has brought me from. To thank God for to thank God for what He has taken me through, for being able to bring me back to Soweto in a way that I'm coming back as a facilitator, as someone who is mentally stronger, who is more aware of how much God loves me. Like walking back on that street, walking back on the same path that I walked, walking the same journey that I took a year apart, but the difference that it had. And I think the lens that I was looking at it now was through how God has been so good in my life. It was so beautiful, man. So beautiful. So yeah, man, Africa Tikkun definitely changed my life. And of course, one of my biggest moments for me of 2024 was my birthday weekend. Because my birthday weekend, shout out to God, my birthday weekend was around the time that the leadership camp at Africa Tikkun happens for the alumni network. And I wasn't invited. I was put into it by MJ. MJ was a guy who's like who oversees the collaboration between the FSS team and the alumni network. So he wasn't able to go to the thing. He wasn't able to go to the to the leadership camp. So he put my name there. And bro, I was so, like, that was a moment where I said, wow, for God to have put me there for my birthday, for God to have taken me, because we went to this nice lodge. In Pretoria. This place, bro, I even had like my own room. That room was nice, bro, because others were sleeping in like bunk beds. Me, I was sleeping in like this nice bed, we had our own bathroom, own TV, own couch. I enjoyed. I have a video on this channel called 22. That was on my birthday. I took that video over there. So good. One of my favorite moments of the year, because God is just like, I think God understands when you need to be coddled. Like, He understands like when you need to be coddled. And I feel like, and not in like a bad, or not like a way that like He's kind of like doing something to appease you or make you feel better, but He knows but it's in His nature to love. And I think that because I lost my ability to think that I deserve to be loved by God, or the good things, or I just said, for me at that point, I was just like, God, you have brought me here. You have brought me back to school first. You have given me parents to pay my school fees. You have allowed me a place to lay my head. That's enough. God said, nope, that's not enough. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep showering you with all of these things. I'm gonna take you out to this place. I'm going to allow them to give you this executive suite. I'm going to allow them to do this. You are going to eat for your 22nd birthday. You're going to enjoy. And it's and it's not by anything that you have done. And why I'm doing it now is because it's not even anything that you could have done. Your works could not have done anything to say that you deserve this. And the fact that you know that your works could never achieve this allows all the glory to go to God even more. And I think that's one of the coolest things that I think that I reflect on this year, especially with how God has truly blessed my 2024, and how He's been so present and effervescent and just beautiful over particularly that early 2024 stage, just how He put me in positions to be a man, to be someone who can look at myself and be like, I am confident in who I am, and I'm confident in my identity in God, because God has affirmed my identity, because He has taken me from, He has allowed me to experience things that make me know that He's with me. That when He put it on MJ's heart to say, Hans, I want you to be a facilitator for the Young Urban Men group. He knew what I was doing. He knew that was going to lead to me meeting these amazing people in the alumni network, and that leading me to now getting into this situation where I am having to communicate with people and having to communicate with large groups of people. And with that being said, I'm gonna grow my communication skills, and now that's gonna put me in positions where I'm being affirmed by people who I think are so ahead of me, and they're like, no, you have the same ability to be in the same positions, in the same high positions that I am. And I am like just humbled by how God has orchestrated especially orchestrated that early 2024 quarter. I think that first quarter of 2024 was God's foundation for my identity. That truly was. Yes, that's actually like a perfect way to look at it. Like, he was building my identity in him in that first quarter of 2024 until April. He was just building it. And so, yeah, man, I'm super proud. And he did that through combining UJ and Africa Tikkun. So I am truly indebted to each and every one of those amazing people across UJ, and I also want to thank so much my supervisors and my lecturers, and also my other peers as well, man. I think this year I struggled. I want to start off with that. This year, I gained a beautiful perspective on community. I gained a beautiful perspective on what it means to be submitted. I gained a beautiful perspective on what it means to be a learner. And particularly, what the verse that comes to mind right now was, the people who go into the kingdom of heaven are those who are like children. And so this year, especially in that first part, or across the whole 2024, one of the biggest themes for me was learning to be like a child, and in that, it's the love of children for others, and their desire to be in a community. Like, children can walk up to anyone, and they don't view people as threats. They don't view people as they don't know danger. They can walk up to a snake, they can walk up to a lion, and they could try to cuddle it. They could walk up to a thief, and they could try to hug him, or they give them kisses or whatever, because children have no sense of danger. And I think a big part of that is because they love. Their first response is to love. Their first response is to, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to act out of fear, but I'm going to act out of love. And so I think that one of the most impactful lessons that I've learned from 2024, stemming from UJ and Africa Tikkun, is to the importance of learning how to love first, and that being my first response to everything, to me being in a team, to my insecurities. I'm gonna love, because a lot of times, I won't be like, being a part of a team is hard, because you feel so insecure when you can see someone has skills and has talents that you don't have. I was part of the leadership committee. Is it a leadership committee or leadership team for the alumni network? And I was surrounded by the most talented people that I've ever been surrounded by. They know, I was just surrounded by so many talented people. And one of the biggest things that happens is, especially when I know myself, I'm not the most secure person. I'm a bit insecure. And so when you're surrounded by people who are so talented, it can make you forget to understand that their talents are not there to undermine me, but they're there to complement me. And my talents that I bring are there to complement them as well. And so it's only later that I discovered the verse in Corinthians where it speaks about, don't try to compare the toe to the eye to the ear, the this to that, because, and it says everyone has a very beautiful connection to each other. Everyone has this beautiful role that they play, that they have their own unique role that they play. And so one of the biggest lessons that I've learned is working as part of a team. It's so important to not allow those lies, bro. Not those lies that stir up your insecurities. Those lies that try to make it seem like you you shouldn't be a part of this. Dead. Kill all of them. Kill all of them, man. Kill all of them. So that has been one of the biggest lessons, and I'm so grateful to God that I've been able to grow in that. And bro, may I have not done anything. This is all God, bro. God has like just truly been able to like carry me on this lesson of just of learning how to be a team, learning how to be a leader. And I'm super proud of the fact that I've been receptive to that, and a lot of the growth that I've experienced and that I'm still growing in is hey, we're still here, man, and we're still growing, and we've not given up. And I think that's one thing, like, we're not gonna give up. That's the one thing we're not gonna do. That's one thing we're not gonna do. So that's that. That was my experience for Africa Tikkun. I appreciate each and every one of them again. Then the next bit, I would say one of the most impactful, moving to like, let's go from May to June, July. I want to say the biggest part of my May, June, July was community. And I want to bring into this church. I think that this is such a beautiful time of community, because I'm going to speak about, let's start with church, because that's where we started, right? I wasn't going to church. For a lot of this year, I don't think I stepped into a church consistently for the whole year. Bro, I was enjoying. My Sundays used to be me watching YouTube. I was watching sermons and reading the Bible and then taking a walk. That was my Sundays. That was genuinely my Sundays, and I would enjoy them so much. And they were very fruitful, and they were amazing. But there's something that this year God challenged me, and He challenged me in terms of my community, in terms of and especially church community, and particularly in seeing the value of who it is in my community, of why it's important. And I think that the reason why He challenged me is because I had a very shallow view of church. I had a very shallow view of why it is important. I also had a very fearful view of why church is important. I said it before, but I'm a very insecure person. So being in a place where I am new most of the time because I didn't have a church, being in an environment where I am new, being in an environment, there we go, where I am not familiar with, is absolutely scary to me. And so that's one of the biggest things that like made me not be as receptive to going to church or going to church as much. And one of the biggest I would like to bring into this place, Heritage Baptist Church. I think that I can't talk about my 2024, even though I only discovered them a bit late. I cannot talk about my 2024 without talking about Heritage Baptist Church, because of just like the sheer influence that they've had on me, the sheer positive growth that they have planted, the root, the seed that they planted, watered, and then allowed and nurtured and like grew in me, to be able to now see the value of church, to see the value of being rooted in a local church. I want to truly like, and I say it with so much like reverence. Is reverence a bad word for like a human being? Hope it's not, because I know reverence is like for God. But I say it with so much reverence to like the church leadership, the church group, people like Pastor Lilo, Pastor Benji, George, I forgot his name, Jemba, I think his name, Jemba, Simpiwe, MJ, oh my days, MJ, all of y'all, man, and all of you guys, you know what the thing about, because the reason why I'm like taking a step back is because I'm in my mind, I can hear them. I can hear the young adults, each and every person. I don't know all their names. Timber, my days, Karen, fucking Karen too, all of you guys. Like, I can hear all of you guys. I can hear your words. I can hear each and every each and every conversation that you have, and how deeply like rooted these young people are in Christ, and how I had never been so grateful to have been a part of that. Like you guys, the Heritage Baptist Church is an answered prayer for me, because the way that they pushed me, the way that, and not by anyone coming up to me and saying anything. No, this is just by them being themselves, them being their authentic Christian amazing selves. I truly cannot say enough. I truly cannot say enough about what Heritage Baptist Church did for me. And I remember this one Sunday where, it's very recently, I think it's like in October, this one Sunday where I went to Heritage, and I'd asked him Piwe, because I was still new in the church. I'd asked him Piwe to meet people. I'm like, bro, I want to come here, and I need your help with meeting people. I want your help I need you to this nigga is big, my days. Sorry. Wait. Okay, just next. Wait. Okay. Alright, it's gone. Okay. He's gone. Alright, we're back. So, as I was saying, he was I was still new at the church, and I'd asked him, I was like, bro, I need your help to meet people. I need your help to just interact, because one of the things that I was doing is I would go to church, I would go as soon as the service ended, boom, I'm out. I don't talk to anyone, I don't do anything, I don't chat, bro, I'm out. And this Sunday I was just challenged. I think I challenged by both God, and I was challenged by both God and also by Karen, both those two people, because I knew I from seeing how each of them had approached their how God is obviously a God of community, but also I'd seen how she had how community was such a, it was like, it was a different part, it was a different side to the church that I did not have access to. I don't even know if that explains it, but there's a part about connecting with people that I was not doing. By going to church and immediately leaving right after, there was a part of the body that I was not interacting. There's a part of the joy that comes with being a part of the body that I was not interacting with, and that I was not that I didn't have access to, basically, and that I was missing out on, and it was limiting my growth with God. And so one of the things that I did on that Sunday, where I was like, hey, Simple, I need you to help me to meet people, was I had to go out there and I had to start talking to people. And that was the hardest thing for me, because I realize now, but I get very drained. Like when I have conversations for a long time, I get very drained. I think part of it is I'm not used to having long conversations with people I don't know. And I think another thing is also, maybe I'm also putting on I won't say an act, but I feel like I'm too tense, if that makes sense. And so on that day, when I was communicating with people, I made a very conscious decision to be loose, to be vulnerable, to be open, and to be honest. And truly, I am so grateful, because through that time, I was able to meet so many amazing people at the church. I had conversations with people who I did not think I would be able to talk to. I'd had conversations with people I didn't know I would be able to even well, I don't even know, but like it broke down so many barriers for me. Those conversations broke down so many barriers, and I appreciate each and every one of them. I appreciate each and every one of the people I appreciate each and every one of the people who opened their hearts to me and opened their who just had a conversation with me, man. I appreciate Percy. I appreciate all of you guys. Like I said, Timber too. Man, all of them, man, all of them. Malibongwe as well. Malibongwe is a big person, man. Yeah, I appreciate each and every one of them for their time, and Heritage Beverages for opening that space for opening that space for me to be able to be my awkward, introverted self and to challenge that. So yeah, thank you so much to the leadership, the members of the church, the deacons, deaconesses, who else? Pastor Lelo, his family, Pastor Benji, his family too, and the elders and all of you. You guys have done so much. You guys, your messages every week, bro. What? God, hey, I said it, but I'm gonna say it again. Heritage Baptist is an answered prayer. It is an answered prayer. Such an answered prayer for me, man. And I thank you so much. I thank God so much for the fact that He was able to lead me there. I don't know if I would love to go back, man. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go back, but that place will always hold a very special place. That place will always hold a very special place in my heart. It always hold a very special place in my heart, man. For sure. All right, that's church. Beautiful stuff at Heritage. Now it's time to get into like stuff that I don't want to get into, but I think it's important that, because I don't want to, but I think it's very important that we do get into it, because it is a big part of my 2024, and I don't know how to. Okay, we're gonna go through this. Let's go through it. So let me wipe myself so I can give myself time to think and process what I'm about to do, what I'm about to say. Also to pray too. Keep asking God to like lead us through this conversation. All right, next up we have relationships. This year, you know what? Let's do it. We're not going to be sad. We're going to be excited. We're going to be like, all right, we're going to be hyped about it, actually. We're going to be very hyped about it. So we're going to be animated and we're going to just go out. Let's do it. So this year, 2024, big 2024 in August, the 1st of what? The 1st of August 2024, I got into my first relationship. Serious relationship. First serious relationship where I asked a girl, hey, will you be my girlfriend? Can I be honest with you guys? I got down on one knee. I'm so embarrassed I did that. But I asked her, I got down on one knee. Why? Because I was being extra. Bro, I was so excited. I got into my first relationship this year. I enjoyed the hell out of that relationship. Oh my days. Wow. You know what it is? It's not just the relationship. It's never just the relationship. It's the process, the build up. It's the chats, it's the talking stages, it's everything. It's meeting this girl for the first time. It's the, oh my days, if that didn't happen, if this didn't happen, if that didn't happen. It's the conversations, the deep conversations, the intimacy that you build, the accountability that you build together. Oh my God. Hey, let me tune you all, XM. June, when did we start chatting? We started chatting, I think in July. No, June. This was June. From June to September. When was this? June to September. And then September. Then maybe second half of September to November. We're chopping life, We're chopping life. My days. That relationship was sweet. I don't even lie to you. That relationship was sweet. I don't even lie. It was my first relationship. It was the first time that I ever got into I said I could be able to say I have a girlfriend. I have a girlfriend. I was able to say that. Imagine, I was able to say that. And bro, I think one of the biggest things that surprised me was like how Christ-centered it was. That's one of the things that, I won't even lie, blew my mind. How Christ-centered our relationship was. How beautifully orchestrated by God it was. It was a relationship that truly you could see the hand of God over it. And it's moments that were between me and her where it's like, oh my God. I used to always say this, it feels like God is winking at us. There were moments where I'd look at her or something would happen and it'd be like, God is winking at us right now. Like we're supposed to be together. And it was just like these moments where we created space for each other. That's one of the biggest things she taught me. Relationship is about creating space for each other, because our relationship was so unique where we would not naturally see each other, right? So we would have to create space to see each other. She does a whole different course to me. I'm doing my own different thing. If we are not trying to meet, we would not meet. We even bumping into each other. So the fact that we created time for each other, I had to learn to let go of my insecurities. She challenged my insecurities in a way that like made me more confident. It made me more assured. Bro, I can talk about this forever. But that was the fact that the Bible studies, guys, Jesus. She not like, oh my days. You see now, look at me now, reflective boy. Yeah, wait. We used to like have these, it was Thursdays. Most of the time it was Thursdays. She'd go to her room or she'd come to my room where we'd do these Bible studies. And those were the most fun times ever. Those were truly the most fun times. Where like we'd just break down the word. And you know when you get closer to the word, you know how open you are with the other person. Because bro, let me vouch you. No, that's a bad way to phrase it. But a cheat code to relationships is God. Actually, it's not a cheat code. That is the way. It's the way, the truth, and the life. If you want to have a good relationship, it's God. That's the answer. That's the way. It has the truth. It has everything you need to have a good relationship. It's God. Because the moments where we connected with God, but we also allowed God to influence how we treated each other, to influence how we handled each other. I had to handle her with care and that was influenced by God. There are times when I had to learn that like, yo, no, you a guy, I need you to be more loving. I know you are scared. I know that this is uncomfortable for you. I know that hugging is uncomfortable for you, but I need you to open yourself up and to love her. And you have to have these conversations with God to destroy those traumas. I think those are like past traumas that are in me, to break those down and to be like, no, we're gonna do this way, and like we're gonna allow yourself to be a vessel for God to bless her through, right? And it's like, man, I had the best relationship ever. Truly the best relationship ever. I won't even lie. For that time, for those 2 months, my boy, 2 or 3 months. For those 2 or 3 months, we chowed life that time. We chowed life. And what I realized, when I was going through my archives, I wasn't posting on IG. I wasn't posting at all, dog. I'll go like a month without posting on IG. But we're chopping life, so we're enjoying. We are having so many beautiful moments. And it's like, I think that one of the biggest things that I've enjoyed so much was how like the different things, like she made my life better, right? And it's the tangible ways that you see. For me, it was through my room. If you looked at my room before she was in the picture and after she was in the picture, it's two different rooms. Before it looks cold, but afterwards, bro, it's like this. My room felt so warm, and that's a big part of just having. And no, I'm gonna say her specifically. I'm not gonna say girl. I'm gonna say her specifically because of she elicited that in me, right? And that was truly cold. That was beautiful, and those are just those small things that like build you in a relationship for real, man. Those things. Shout out to her, man. That forever indebted for the things that you learn. You learn so much. Just having a girlfriend, you learn so much about yourself. You learn you're not as strong as you think you are. You learn you're not as you learn so much about your weaknesses, but it's not in like a bad way. It's not like in a condemning way. It's in a way that like makes you realize like, yo, she is still here. She sees all of the ish, because hey, I won't hold you. I was still struggling with porn at the time. And like she would be so encouraging. There was this time, bro, she even got me like, she gave me like different gifts. She got me a gift, I think once or twice, like when I reached like milestones. I remember that. And just the encouragement, just the the firmness. Sometimes you also need that like accountability partner, and like the firmness that she brought into it made me much more stronger, and it helped me in my growth as well. So shout out to her. It was a beautiful time, man. Beautiful time. Beautiful. So this is August. No, let's say July. Let's say from mid-June to September. From then, September to November. That time was just like being in a relationship, and that was so flipping fire, bro. That was fire. That was amazing stuff. All right, we spoke about it. We're done. Thank you. I'm glad I spoke about it like that, because I was just hyped, and I was very glad. And I was just I don't know if I sound. I hope that it just that's how I'm gonna remember that. I'm not gonna remember any sadness, because we did break up. I should let you know, we did break up. I'm not gonna remember it with any sadness. I'm gonna remember it like hyped as a bitch, bro. I'm gonna be so happy. Like, yo, we did that shit. Yes, I'm so happy. So yeah, good stuff. Good convo. I think with all things, we should go into porn. And I think that's been one of the biggest. That's another thing that I always want to. That deserves its own place and its own spot in every video of mine for me. I enjoy being open and vulnerable about my work, because even though it's scary, even though it's daunting about that, it's very important for me to speak about it, for me to be accountable to each and every one of you guys, for real. Yeah, for real, man. So this year, I would say that it has been. One thing I should also preface this. One of the biggest things that has helped me in like tracking my use of porn has been I Am Sober. The I Am Sober app is a game changer for me in terms of just being able to track like months, being able to track like days, how I've used it. Say this month was bad, that month was good, yada yada. That's like it's a perfect app for that. I Am Sober app, really good. I think it tracks like anything, not just porn, but like whatever, like anything you want to like improve on, use I Am Sober. I would say that's one of the best apps. And I think this year, one of the biggest things that I would say is that we struggled, and I mean that in a good way, because struggle was progress. Because this year, above I think any other year, we fought every month. We didn't win every battle, but we fought to where instead of us watching porn like maybe every 4 days, now it moved to like moving past a week, moving past like 10 days. And I remember I looked at like certain months, and I'd be like, yo, we only watch porn 1 month in May. We only watch porn 1 month in July. I'm going to say July. But one of those months, we only watch porn 3 times this month. 3, and it's like, bro, what? Like, and I'm not saying this because like if those months were easy, but no, they were hard. It was hard. This year was hard, but God was so good, and I think that he was so intentional about like strengthening me through his word. I think I have the words now to understand what he was doing. But what he was doing was that God was feeding my spirit. And the reason why I was able to work through these months where I would like not watch porn a lot was because he was feeding my spirit. He was feeding my spirit in not being able to starve my flesh, but instead feed my spirit. That's what's his name? Preston Morrison said, you can't fight certain things by starving your flesh, because if you starve your flesh, you're just going to get hungry, and when you get hungry, you get desperate, you're not going to be as effective. But if you feed your spirit, if you allow your spirit to be full, if you allow Jesus to fill you up and to actually make you so content in yourself that nothing else, you don't need anything else to feed you, where you instead of your mind is constantly being transformed, and it's constantly being like maneuvered in different ways, that it moves you away from those thoughts. And so I think that one of the biggest things that I've taken from this year is that you don't fight specifically porn by fighting the flesh. Flee the flesh, but also a big part of that is feeding your spirit and allowing Jesus to be truly everything and filling you up in such a beautiful way. And yeah, man, that is so. I think that that's been one of the biggest lessons that I've taken and the biggest ways that I've grown within my porn use as well. And I will say shout out to God. Shout out to God for walking with me through that, because it wasn't easy. And especially when you fall, I think being able to be a place of repentance, God has been truly so amazing. He has been so lovely. I think in this journey, God has been so lovely, man. God has been so lovely in being able to like constantly place me in a state of repentance, where I think that's the concept that I think has also underlined my ability to fight porn a bit better. I would say is like being in a state of repentance, where even though I watch porn, I'm going to be sad, obviously, but I know I have to repent, and like God was so kind enough, because of the blood that was shed on the cross, to allow me to stay in that. And like he now it's like he takes away my sins because of Jesus Christ. So it's like you just stay in this place where like you're so indebted to this man and you don't want to go anywhere. Like I'm going to stay indebted to this lovely man, and I appreciate Jesus for what he did. And that has been so that was it. That's the answer. I think that is the only way that you can fight porn, is Jesus. That's the only way. That's the only way. Another thing is also like having people around you as well. I think that one of the most important things as well was being able to be constantly surrounded by people who are feeding my spirit as well. You know, whether it could be a partner, it could be friends, it could be what I'm watching. It helps so much that when I was surrounded by people who are constantly feeding my spirit, who are constantly feeding and affirming the word of God in my life, it helped me to. It took me from, let's say, 6 days to 7 days. It took me from maybe 3 days without watching porn to 4 days. It helped me. It helped so much, man. Just having someone to like just cool down your spirit and like not to cool down that holiness. To that, yeah. Hey, sometimes that's all you need. Someone just cool down that holiness and be like, no, we're gonna push this, we're gonna push, and it takes you that inch more. And I think that God has been so good. And I think another thing is also like you have to seek that as well. That's the one thing that he also showed me, was like I have to seek like community and accountability and that spirit-filled environments, spirit-filled pockets of people, you know. Yeah. So that's how our journey with porn has been this year. What am I missing? I think those are the big things. Oh my days. Oh, we did speak about it, but like church, in part of church as well, I would like to also shout out to campus outreach. I think that one of the biggest moments of my year was that introduced me to community was City Conference. And one of the things that they did, especially shout out to each and every one of the people who came from America, that group I think changed my life, because it challenged me. Campus outreach is the group at UJ, right? Is the Christian like youth group at UJ, and one of the things that they instill is like this gift of community, where every week, every Friday, we just come and like we have these conversations about God, and we just love on each other. And I think that a lot of times this year I needed so much loving from them, and they were so amazing. And like each of them, man, was so amazing. And not even like verbally, or not even them like coming to me and being like, hey Hans, I'm gonna love on you. Nope. It was just me observing them, me observing how beautiful these people are, and how beautiful their personalities and their walk with God was just so inspiring. Matthew, all of those guys, man. Matthew, Graham, what's his name? Michael, all of you guys. Pride. You guys were truly Romeo, Azile. Oh man, all of you guys, man. You guys truly, just watching you guys was such a powerful. It was so powerful. Like y'all changed my life, bro. I keep saying people change because people do. People. I think it's so underrated how people can change your life. Like testimonies, and I think your body is a ministry. Shout out to Locks. Your body is a ministry, and I think that's one thing that I do get whenever I reflect on the year is your body is a ministry. Your body is a ministry, man. It's such a ministry. You don't understand how many people are watching you. How many people, and not like some like I'm judging you. No, how many people are watching you and like getting inspired. Not even inspired, but just getting like Jesus is ministering to them through you, through the way that you act. It is so underrated how much that is like possible. How often that happens, I should say. How often that happens. And I think that's one of like my biggest Romeo as well. What's up, Romeo? Love Romeo. Yes, shout out to Romeo too, man. Yeah, just how much your life being, how you live being a ministry is so important. Yeah. And then so yeah, I just want to appreciate all of you guys. Also Gosham City, I don't know if that's the full name, but Gosham City, Saru's Church. Beautiful. Do you know my biggest regret of 2024? They had this thing where they had a concert for called out music. I didn't go. That's one of my biggest regrets. I wish I went, because that their church as well, their youth environment is beautiful. I went there once, cold. Shout out to Saru, shout out the I think Joanna goes there as well. Beautiful church, man. Beautiful church. Beautiful community, man. They get into the word like crazy, and it is so good. I love that. I love those guys, man. I love those guys. I'm so glad that everyone like around me goes to like amazing churches. That's one of the biggest things I look back on 2024. Like all my people, all the people around me, like they go to amazing churches, and it has allowed me to be able to stay connected to God in a way that if I didn't have this community, I don't know how it would have looked. So yeah, man, thank you so much. Thank you to each and every one of y'all. Yeah. And then yes, I think that should be it. Let me try think. What am I missing? What do I need to point out that I've not pointed out this year? Touched on everything. I believe I've touched on everything. YouTube! Oh my god, YouTube! Bro, YouTube has been our ball this year. YouTube has been our ball. I was reflecting, guys, we've grown. Like we've really grown. I was looking at like followers and subscribers everywhere. Hey, it's going up. Everything's going up. Bro, everything's going up. Man. Everything's going up. And that's a prayer. It's like, God, how do I deal with this? Growth is happening, bro. And I need to be able to deal with this growth. Because my guy, hey, I'm looking, bro, we used to have 23 subs. Now we have like 32. That's a madness. Those 10 people is a madness, bro. We used to have what did we have before? We had like maybe like 20 something, 27. I think we're like 40 now on Seeds of the Cross. Bro. And then obviously we still have the path, which is new. We still on one sub on the path. We come. It's calm. We have one sub on the path, and we have I think 11 on TCC, to the Casual Collective. So my days, Instagram too. My days, 233 now. My God, it's a mad thing. It's a mad thing right there. It's a mad thing. So I was just reflecting on that, man, and the fun things that I've been able to do this year. My Instagram has been so fun. I think that when I was in high school, one of the biggest things I was so scared of was like posting on Instagram, and especially posting like, I'm talking too fast. posting personal like thoughts, posting personal stuff, posting stuff that I think is funny. Like, God, are these people gonna find it funny? Now, my Instagram has become a place where I enjoy going on there. I enjoy talking my shit and being like, hey. And so a lot of times, it was crazy. A lot of times I was looking at like my Instagram is like such a so Christ centered, and I love that. I love that so much. I was looking, I'm like, bro, this is such a beautiful thing. Like when people, when I come here, I can talk about God and I can break down what I think. I can say what I think. And I'm like, this is beautiful, man. We are chopping life on this Instagram, man. On the Instagramables and stuff. So I love that. I love what my Instagram is. And I was looking, like, I've been finding my voice. And I think that's something that I'm truly grateful to God for, is allowing me to find my voice, to grow confident in what I believe and what I can say, in my confidence. It's been beautiful stuff, man. Truly beautiful. I can't like thank God. I can only thank God. It's only God. Truly. Hey, I was looking at some of the things I posted. I'm like cringing now. I was like cringing. And it's not bad. It's good. I'm on Instagram. I was just shocked at where did I get the confidence to post this? Where did I get the confidence to say this? Where did I get the confidence to do this? And I'm like, God, you are so amazing. And you have given me so much strength to be able to speak with boldness, to speak with joy, to speak with like, I find this funny, so I'm going to talk about it. And actually, it's my Instagram. Bro, do I forget? I forget that. It's my Instagram. And it's like, I forget that. And God has to remind me at times. And He has given me the strength to be able to like, to be vulnerable, to be funny, to be sweet, to be sad, to lament, to be reflective, to be anything, I want. Truly, to be anything I want. And that is extended to my different channels, where I've been able to find this voice of like, each channel now has its own voice. I have 4 channels now. It's Hans Kamau, Seeds of the Cross, The Path, and The Casual Collective. And each of them, like with each and every month, it's getting its own voice. It's getting its own, like, this is what this is. This is its own lane. And I think that that's one of my favorite parts of this journey with God, is being able to find the voice for each and every channel. And man, shout out to God, because it's truly God. Like, one of the things, even though I have to constantly remind myself about this every day, because it can get very it's not overwhelming, but it can get very tantalizing to make this about me. I won't even lie to you. It can get very tantalizing to make it about me. But the fact that everything about all of these channels is to glorify God. And that's something which I think you'll never leave, because I'm human. My heart is deceived. My heart is deceptive. It is deceitful above all things. So it's going to constantly, it's going to need that, come on, shift back to God's presence. And so, but I'm truly glad, and man, I'm truly glad that each of these channels is starting to develop its own voice. The things that we've been able to do, the videos, like the concepts, like God has not spared creativity on each of these channels. What? Did you hear that word? God has not spared creativity on each of these channels. Wow. Thank you, God. Yes, that's a bar. And that's not even a bar, that's the truth. God has not shared any. Like, what we've been able to do this year last year was truly remarkable. And just off the top of my head, like different concepts, like I remember when we complimented each of our followers. Beta Squad was lovely. I want my kids to see me cry. Big one. Seeds of the Cross, especially the one, I'm gonna speak about the one with Abel and the one with Karen. Those two were just so impactful. Being as a concept, wow, crazy business. The Path, Young Bloods, shout out Young Bloods. We did it on Timothy, cold as video. Which other one? We did what else did we do? The video, we only have one on Casual Collective so far. There's one on Carolina Panthers and the story of Gideon. Cold as video. I'm doing one right now on Liverpool and the story of Acts. It is so good. I'm gonna talk my shit. It is so good. That video is crazy good. I won't even lie. I love it. Yes, that's my promo for that video. But yeah, YouTube has been amazing. YouTube has been a very beautiful space for me to communicate, to learn how to communicate, to learn how to love, to learn how to talk with God, to learn how to collaborate with God too. So shout out to God for this lovely conversation, the lovely conversations that we have across all our platforms. Twitter too. Can we talk about Twitter? Twitter is a very interesting place. Twitter is a very interesting place because Twitter, for me, is a place which has often been the source of my stumbling. Because Twitter is scary, guys. Twitter has a lot of if you catch Twitter on the wrong day, you find yourself down a very bad rabbit hole, just filled with porn and sensuality, and it's very bad. But then there's this side of Twitter and the people who are on there where you truly get into the space where I would say Twitter is my favorite platform because of the people. And I think the genuine curiosity, the genuine connection that you develop with people on Twitter. And particularly, I'm not talking just in a Christian sense, but also just people in general. Some people I would never meet, but when they share their experiences, when they share their thoughts, when they share their threads, you truly leave there wow. I would say I live there as a better person at times off Twitter, for real. So yeah, man, shout out to Twitter too, or X, I should say. Yeah, that's all platforms discussed. That's platforms. Shout out to all of y'all. Yes, sir. And then I don't know what's next. Next is 2025, boy. Next is 2025. This is an hour in. My days. I'm still just start that. Next is 2025. I was having this conversation with God, and one of the biggest things that one of the things that came to mind was that 2025, or how I want to view 2025, it was we're not starting anything new. We're not coming into this 25 new year, new me. Nope. I'm still the same Hans. I'm still the same dude you are going to catch. 2359 did not change anything. Because God's faithfulness and God's goodness transcends time. It transcends everything. And that's something that I'm learning. I'm also learning to stop limiting God to time and these different things. And so with 2025, I think I have a very different outlook where I'm not coming into this year wanting God to outdo himself, or wanting to say, last year we did this, last year we caught 5 followers, so now we're gonna get 10 followers. Nah, if we get 1, God's still good. And I think that's where I want my heart posture to be. I want to be a servant. This year I want to be a servant, and I want to be able to work on my heart, to be able to say, hey, if we only serve one person, if we only serve one subscriber, that one subscriber on the path, wherever you are, we are going to serve the flip out of you, and we're going to give you the best content ever, because my heart posture is truly focused on serving. That if God has said, hey Hans, this is the one portion, this is your one talent, this is your one, what's the other thing, your one talent and something else, it starts with an M. Denari? No, it's not. Whatever that is. If this is your one, can I truly give you this, and you will give your all, and you will invest everything. You will not spare anything. You will not hide it under. You will not look down upon it. You will serve everything to it. So my 2025, man, I'm just looking at I'm not trying to look at God any differently. In fact, I'm trying to change myself this year more so than changing God. What? Yes, sir. That's how. Hey, that makes sense. That makes sense in my heart. So I get that. So yeah, that's my 2025. That's how I want to look at it. That's how I want to approach it. I do have quite a number of plans, for sure, man. As we all do, I do have plans to do different things and stuff that I pray that God will bless and bring to fruition. as he will, because he's already established my plans, and he establishes my plans, and he straightens my path, and he's such a good God, and he does all that good stuff. And yeah, so we're just gonna allow him to cook, and we're going to say, yeah, we're going to let him cook, bruh. We're gonna let him cook, and we're just gonna learn to kind of work on. Not even like, I say that, I'm like, bro, I can't. Like, I'm a very prideful person. I am sinful by nature. So when I say I'm going to work on my heart, I think that I should rather say, like, I want to allow Jesus to work on me. I want to allow Jesus to work on who Hans is. Like, we're going to work on this. I want him to be the one to lead me, to shape my heart, to mold my heart, which is stony, rather than me being like, I'm going to work, because if I do my work, it's not going to do anything. But if I allow him to truly like work on my heart, it's going to make everything sweet. So yeah, so it's just like surrendering more to Jesus, which is the 2025. That's where I want to be, man. That's where I want to be. I want to be there. Yeah. 1 minute, 5 minutes, 1 hour, 5 minutes. Good stuff, man. I am appreciative to each and every person who has. Wait, before we go, let me see. Everything's covered. I think everything is covered. Everything has been covered. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's it, bro. That's it. Anything else? We're gonna see each other on another, somewhere on one of these channels very soon, by the grace of God. So yeah. 2025, happy new year to each and every one of you. I pray that you guys have a blessed 2025 that brings you closer to God, that brings you closer to your goals, and brings you closer to achieving what you want, man. What you want and what you are looking for, and what God has prepared for you. Oh, that's the one right there. What God has prepared for you. Because you know what? You know why? Because why did I mess it up at that point? Because he who is able to, we are not even able to ask abundantly. We're not able to understand. We're not able to think what we can ask for. I'm messing up this verse so bad, but you guys know the verse. It's in Colossians or somewhere there. We're not able to ask. We're not able to imagine the goodness of what he can do. So let's go for what God has prepared for us. Because if we go for that, we can't even imagine what he's going to do for us. That's what I'm leaving you. That's how we're gonna exit the car. That's how we're gonna exit the car. God is good as always, all the time, and all the time. I know you said it. Shout out to you. Love you all. And yeah, God bless you guys. Have an amazing first day of the year. Whenever this comes out, first day or second day of the year, whenever you see this. Now it's time to go out into the humid Mombasa and to sweat even more outside. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me, for not even bearing, but just enjoying this time. Yeah, I enjoyed my time with you guys. I always do mine. Yeah, see you guys next time. Peace. That's how I did it. Okay. Hey, that's how we're going out. Hey, we're gonna stand on that.